unforgiving expanse of the living room, we find the world's most lethal, yet indifferent predator. Do not be fooled by the fluff. This is Felis catus, a biological machine engineered by millions of years of evolution to be the perfect killing instrument, currently in an intensive stare-down with his owner. Observe the physique. To the untrained eye, it appears to be a loaf of bread that has given up on life. But underneath that soft exterior lies a skeleton held together not by rigid bone, but by pure suggestion. Mr. Skittles possesses a floating clavicle. While you struggle to touch your toes, this creature can pour itself into a glass vase like a liquid. And when gravity calls, Mr. Skittles simply declines. From a standing start, this animal can launch itself 6 times its own height into the air. That is the equivalent of a human being jumping from the sidewalk to the roof of a 3-story building, solely to knock a glass of water off the ledge. It is a vertical explosion of fast-twitch muscle fibers, calibrated to land on the one shelf you thought was safe, but before the muscles fire, the sensors must lock on it. His ears are independent satellite dishes capable of rotating to triangulate sound with military precision. His hearing is so acute, so terrifyingly sensitive, that he can detect the ultrasonic squeak of a mouse hiding in the walls. Legend says, and biology suggests, that from 3 feet away while you are sleeping, he can actually hear the beating of your heart. He is listening to the rhythm of your life, mostly to determine if you're awake enough to serve breakfast. And then there are the eyes. While you stumble in the dark, stubbing your toe on the coffee table, Mr. Skittles navigates a neon-lit superhighway. A reflective layer behind his retina, the tapetum lucidum, recycles light, giving him night vision 6 times more powerful than yours. He sees the monsters under your bed. He is simply choosing not to tell you. Survival in the wild or the suburbs requires resilience. And here, Mr. Skittles hides a superpower that would make a sailor weep. Should the fresh water of the tap run dry and should the toilet bowl be inaccessible, this creature possesses kidneys of such high-efficiency filtration that he can, technically, hydrate himself by drinking salt water. While a human lost at sea would perish, the house cat could sip the ocean and survive. He does not do this. Of course, he prefers the water from your mug, specifically after you have just taken a sip. Perhaps most terrifying is his relationship with the fall. In the urban jungle, gravity is a constant threat. But Felis catus has hacked the physics engine. When falling from extreme heights, he does not panic. He engages the righting reflex, twisting his spine in mid-air to orient his feet downward. But if the fall is high enough, he enters a state known as the flying squirrel maneuver. He spreads his legs, flattens his body to increase drag, and slows her descent to a non-lethal terminal velocity. Science has recorded cats surviving falls from 32 stories high. They hit the pavement, shake off the dust, and walk away. He is, for all intents and purposes, bounceable. He is an acrobat, a night vision commando, a saltwater processing survivalist, and a gravity-denying assassin. He is the apex predator of the carpet. As night falls over the household, the dynamic shifts. The vacuum cleaner, the dragon of this realm, has been returned to its closet dungeon. The humans retreat to their soft, rectangular nests. Observe the face, specifically the majestic spray of stiff hairs erupting from his muzzle. These are not mere whiskers. They are vibrissae, biological radar antennas rooted 3 times deeper than ordinary fur, wired directly into the nervous system's command center. These sensors are so exquisitely tuned that Mr. Skittles does not even need to touch an object to know it is there. He can feel the minute changes in air currents as a moth flutters past in the dark. He can measure the width of a gap in the fence to the millimeter, calculating instantly. If the head fits, the rest of the liquid body will follow. He's walking through a 3D map of the living room constructed entirely of air pressure, and yet despite this high-tech navigation system, he will still act genuinely surprised when he walks into a sliding glass door. The humans believe the purr is a sign of affection, a cute noise made for their amusement. They are mistaken. The purr is actually a biomechanical self-healing mechanism. Vibrating at a frequency between 25 and 150 Hz, this sound promotes tissue regeneration and increases bone density. Mr. Skittles is not just happy, he is actively repairing his own chassis. He is like a superhero with a regenerative healing factor, fixing microfractures and soothing muscles after a long day of napping in a sunbeam. When he sits on your chest and purrs, he is not cuddling. He is running a system diagnostic and repair cycle. You are simply the warm shelf he has chosen to perform maintenance on. Silence is his currency. When Felis catus moves, he engages a locomotion technique known as direct registering. His hind paws step exactly into the depression left by his front paws. This reduces noise and visual tracks, allowing him to move through the undergrowth or the pile of laundry on the floor without disturbing a single molecule. He is a ghost, a phantom, a deadly ninja taunt by the ways of evolution and pedigree. At which point, the ancient Zumi protocol overrides all stealth systems, and he decides to sprint across your face at Mach 2 for reasons known only to the gods of chaos. Finally, we must discuss the grooming tool. His tongue is not a smooth muscle, but a strip of sandpaper weaponized by evolution. It is covered in papillae, tiny backward-facing hooks made of keratin, the same material as your fingernails. In the wild, this rasping tongue strips meat from bone. In the living room, it is used to comb his fur with obsessive precision. Why? To remove his own scent. He is erasing the evidence of his existence so that predators cannot track him and prey cannot smell him coming. He spends 50% of his waking life cleaning himself. He is the most hygienic, fastidious creature on Earth, which makes it all the more baffling when he decides to drink from the toilet. A self-healing, night-seeing, gravity-defying ninja with radar on its face, a creature that could survive the apocalypse, drink the sea and fall from the clouds. But look at him now. The red laser dot has appeared. Mr. Skittles scrambles wildly, crashing into a wastebasket. He has forgotten his dignity. He has forgotten his evolution. He is a cat. And now we turn our attention to the most complex and dangerous aspect of the Felis catus experience: diplomacy. Communication with this species is a minefield of biological signals. A misinterpretation can result in a gentle purr or a lacerated forearm. And nowhere is this more evident than in the phenomenon known as the slow blink. In the animal kingdom, prolonged eye contact is a declaration of war. It is a challenge, a threat. To stare is to say, I am calculating the best way to dismantle you. Predators do not blink when they are locking onto a target. They watch. They wait. So when Mr. Skittles stares at you from across the room, unblinking, he is technically engaging his targeting computer. For a fleeting moment, his ancient brain is asking, is the hairless giant prey? But then a miracle of interspecies communication occurs. The shutter drops. He performs the slow blink. This is not fatigue. This is a deliberate, conscious override of his predatory instincts. In the language of the wild, closing one's eyes in the presence of another is the ultimate sign of vulnerability. It is a gamble. By blinding himself to you for those 2 seconds, he is sending an encrypted message. I trust that you will not eat me while my shields are down. It is a cat kiss, a non-verbal contract of non-aggression. It is the highest honor a predator can bestow upon a prey animal, which, let's be honest, is what you are. Emboldened by the slow blink, the human often makes a fatal error. They see the exposed belly. They interpret this as an invitation. Do not be fooled. This is the Venus flytrap protocol. In the wild, the stomach is the most vulnerable point. No sane animal exposes it unless they feel completely safe or unless they are baiting a trap. When Felis catus rolls over, he is not asking for a rub. He is freeing up all 4 sets of claws and his teeth to engage in a simultaneous, multi-directional grapple. The human reaches in. The hand makes contact with the fluff. It is soft. It is warm. And then the trap snaps shut. The bunny kick engages. The back legs, powered by those gravity-defying muscles we discussed earlier, begin to disembowel your wrist. The slow blink was real. The belly rub was a test. And you have failed. Fascinating.